South Africa, where the finance ministers raised concerns about deepening vulnerabilities in emerging markets and across the African continent, calling it a pressing challenge. He made the remarks while attending the second G20 finance ministers and central bank governors meeting in Washington. Key topics on the agenda include the replenishment of the African Development Fund, high cost of capital for African nations, and ongoing reforms to the international financial architecture. There was no official communique issued after the meeting, and the minister offers an explanation for the decision.
No, we took a conscious decision even before that if we don't issue a communique, the standard practice since Indonesia, after the Russian invasion of Ukraine, you will recall, there's been difficulty in the finance track to issue a communique since then. But the standard practice we've established is that in the absence of a communique, we issue a chairman's statement. In this regard, we took a decision as a presidency that in this particular session, we're not going to issue a chairman's statement. We'll do that in July.
But still in South Africa, that suspension of VAT hike has been gaining reactions. We have joining us now for that Willie Alcom, Democratic Alliance member of a parliament in South Africa. Hi, Willie. Good afternoon. Do I say, well, the people's voice have been heard. There was a protest against the VAT hike and the government has suspended it. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, good afternoon and thank you for having me. We had this whole issue surrounding the increase of VAT in this country. We are in South Africa already overburdened when it comes to paying taxes. And the Democratic Alliance, our party, made it very clear that we will not support a budget that will have further tax burdens on the people of South Africa. South Africa does not have an income problem. We've had an expenditure problem over many years, and we need to not tax burden the electorate any further. So the Democratic Alliance did not vote in support of this VAT increase. And after many weeks of to and fro, the Minister of Finance yesterday announced that he will withdraw his VAT increase. So it's not only a win for our party, that is not what it's about, but this is a win for every South African that cannot afford to pay more taxes. And the Democratic Alliance has fought this fight on behalf of every South African. We fought this fight in Parliament. We fought this fight on the streets with every South African that supported us in this. But we also fought this fight in the courts itself.
Yeah, but I mean, is this a permanent solution? Because the reality is governments around the world need more revenue now. These are trying times for economies. So how do you find a balance in South Africa? You do not want to burden the people with more taxes, but the government needs more revenue.
The problem that we've had in South Africa over many years is that our spending became totally out of hand. If you look at your own finances at home, every viewer out there know that when you do not have enough money, you've got one of two choices. Either you can try and raise your income, or you must check your expenditure. We've got so much projects in South Africa that government paid money towards that over the many, many years have not yielded any results. And what we have proposed is to look at how we can cut costs, not on essential services, but on duplication of spending. And there's quite a lot of that cost.
Could you give us an example, Willie? You said there are duplication of cost. Could you give us an example of that?
Let me give you an idea. We've got the SETAs in South Africa. SETAs, we pay in the vicinity of 24 billion rand every year. They're not yielding results. We've got many instances where you've got overlapping of projects where you've got 7 employees in a department or in a project, but you've got 8 directors. It's just top heavy. The Democratic Alliance have put measures on the table that can immediately lead to the cutting of in the vicinity of 30 billion rand in cost. Then the receiver of revenue in South Africa, the Commissioner, Mr. Edward Kieswetter, said that if the receiver of revenue can get an additional 4 billion rand, which we have appropriated to them, they will be able to increase their collection capacity from 63 to 67%. And that 4% increase will amount to an annual additional income under current tax laws of roughly 60 to 80 billion rand. So if you take that 60 billion rand and you take the 30 billion rand of savings that we've put on the table, we're talking about 90 billion rand. The 0.5% VAT increase that Minister Godongwana wanted to put through would have amounted to an additional income of roughly 12 to 13 billion rand a year. So on the one hand, you've already got savings and additional income with regards to collection capacity of roughly 90 billion rand. And on the other hand, you want to increase taxes that will amount to 12 billion. It just doesn't make sense. South Africa, again, does not have an income problem. We've got enough income. We've got an expenditure problem, and we need to direct spending towards service delivery and not towards putting money and benefits into the pockets of the executive.
All right, Willie Alcom, thank you so much for that. We do hope that the government will also look the way, of dealing with those expenditure problem, as you call it. Thank you for your views.
Thank you very much.